Hi everyone, so just talking a little bit about strength training today in relation to pain. Now I'm not an expert in the area of pain, but I do know from watching clients come through the door with various ailments and conditions that strength training does amazing things for pain. I can only account for myself as well. When I used to do Zumba all the time, I was doing 10 classes a week, my right knee, my right kind of foot would pronate in and my right knee started to suffer. I actually got quite a bit of pain. It's still relatively swollen these days, and this is a couple of years down the track. But the fact is that when I feel a twinge in that knee at all, then I will do some inner thigh exercises and I will get that area strong again so I don't have to put up with pain. And I also love bike riding because I get out on my bike and I make all muscles of my leg work. I also love doing one-legged squats. So I'll sit down on a seat behind me on one leg and I'll make all those muscles work. And it's amazing when I get back onto it again, my right knee stops hurting. So it's really incredible that you start getting some muscles strong around a joint. It is amazing how it takes pain away. And the other thing that we need to do when we strengthen, we need to stretch. So it's really important, strengthening and stretching, two vital things. I don't think you can have one without the other. I know of somebody that's a remedial massage therapist, and they have an elderly couple come each week to have their massage to get them untightened again, and that's all fine, but I guarantee they would get double the benefits if they were strength training and stretching or going for their remedial massage at the same time. That would be awesome. So what are some of the things occur when we strength train? Well, there are so many things. I could go into all sorts of stuff that we're not talking about today, into good mental health, glucose control for diabetics, better sleep, better weight control because it boosts up our metabolism. There's so much stuff. But today we're actually touching on pain. And so some of the things in relation to pain, it helps keeps the bones strong. And it also helps to control our weight, so we're not carrying as much weight around, let's say, on sore knees or sore ankles, so that reduces pain as well. And it also improves our balance and coordination, so there's less chance of falling. And so there's so many things. I cannot overstate all the wonderful benefits there are, even down to the cellular level. So, they're talking now about strength training helping to prevent cancers and helping to prevent things like Alzheimer's and stuff as we get a little older. What I would say is if you're starting on strength training and you've got a condition of some type, get a clearance from your GP and make sure it's a good GP, because some GPs will tell you just to rest for months and months and months. That was the old way. We don't do that anymore. So rest while you're in the acute phase and then get to work with getting your body in the strongest way, or the strongest body it can be. So now I know strength training is scary for some people. Some people kind of go, oh, no, I've never picked up a weight in my life. Well, you know what? Every day we strength train. When we get up off the toilet, we strength train. When we get in and out of our car, we strength train. And if we can start doing this well, then, we can start to get into some of those areas that really are weakened, and then we can get them strong and we can start to control that pain a lot more. When we talk about strength training, we talk about any sort of resistance that makes muscles stronger. So this can be with your own body weight, with no equipment. You may have a resistance band, so a band that stretches out. You may have a weight you pick up that weighs like 5, 8, 9, 10 kilos. You may have a fit ball, like I've got today over here, and or even on machines. Machines are not my favourite way of training, but for some older people who are very unstable when they start, may commence on machines, but I would quickly get people to move off machines and onto free weight training, because it really equates into everyday life and everyday moves that we do. So strong muscles stabilize joints. It's well known. If I have a joint, say or I'll just talk about my elbow right now, but my elbow is kind of just really sore and their muscles around it are weak and I can't do much with bending that elbow, I used to play tennis all the time and I can't play it anymore, then your best bet is to make all these muscles, so into your triceps, your biceps, right through your forearms strong, so we can support that elbow. And it is amazing what it does. I've had so many people go, wow, I used to play, like for example, tennis elbow. I used to play tennis and it got so sore and I couldn't, but after strength training it, they can go back to playing again because they've strengthened it. And being aware that once you've strengthened something, you don't let it go. You have to keep doing it. It's not a, where I get there, boom, I'm strong. No, you then have to maintain it. So it's not just a once thing, it's a continuous thing. So we need to keep that muscle strong. So stay in tune with your body. If there is pain, make sure you modify. So when we are working out and we're doing stuff, say I'm doing some bicep curls and I'm getting intense pain into my elbow, then I'm going to want to maybe just alter that bicep curl. So maybe I take that just part way down and up. Maybe I take it all the way down, then part way up. Maybe there's a smaller range of movement that can still make my biceps work, but then I'm not causing pain in other parts of my arm. So there's always ways to modify an exercise. And the other thing is take the weights down or do something with no weights at all until you get the form right. Because we're not training specifically muscles when we do strength training, we're training an actual movement. So when we train a movement, so say if I take a weight from here and I reach it up high and bring it back down here, I'm training the movement. And so all the muscles that help me to take that pot from low to high will all be trained. I'm not just training one part of muscles. And that's what compound exercises are all about. That's what functional training is all about. It's about taking more than just one muscle and training multiple muscles as you move. So if somebody's not started strength training before, you're brand new to it, I would take a very small weight for a start, if no weight, and then progress along. You always want to be progressing. You don't want to stay where you are. That's why people that have walked their whole life and then start getting pain go, but I walk, for an hour every day. Well, that may be fine, but your body will adjust to it. So if you're not continuing to push yourself in some way, shape or form, then you're not really giving yourself the best chance to be the strongest, most functional body you can. So start off with smaller weights or no weights, get the form right first, and then you can increase. So when we start strength training, this assists with all the activities of daily living. If you think about when we sit down on a toilet seat, we sit down, we stand up, we are working multiple muscle groups through our legs. We're working our quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes. We're doing the whole lot. So it's a pretty big thing. When we get in and out of the car, we're using some core movements, we're using legs, we're probably using some arms to help to get ourselves out of the car. Make sure, one of my main tips would be to maintain good form throughout the moves, because that is essential. Maintain good form, because then you know that you're staying safe. And our aim is to get all muscles strong, so in balance. So sometimes one part of our body, say if I've had a car accident in the past, or I may have had a fall. So say this side of my body is not working so well. So therefore I need to get this strengthened up almost as I can to the same degree as my strong side that's never been affected. So it's really important to try and balance all your muscles. And this is the same with our neck muscles, with our feet muscles. All muscles need to be strengthened where we have weak areas. There was a study at Tufts University. They did a strength training program with moderate to severe knee osteoarthritis. And I already know that people with osteoarthritis get great benefits, or rheumatoid arthritis too, from strength training. So they found that in this test, the participants decreased pain by about 43%. They increased their muscle strength, so they could obviously do more things. They had less signs and symptoms of the disease itself, which obviously you reduce a whole lot of pain and you get a body stronger and you can do more stuff. That is a wonderful thing. And there was decreased disability as well. When you think of one of my clients with osteoarthritis was totally disabled. She sat on her bed at night crying because she didn't know how she'd get through the night and the next day. And now she's not like that at all. So she powers through the day and helps other people with what they can't do as well. So strength training was found to decrease pain in quite a few studies, as much or more as conventional medication. So conventional medications for pain, people started doing strength training, and that was just such a bonus. So yeah, people are often able to totally decrease their pain meds or come off pain meds when they start strength training. I just want to touch on autoimmune diseases too, where the body attacks itself. There can be a number of autoimmune diseases, and doing exercise of any kind can reduce inflammation throughout the body. So this is the thing, the body's inflamed, and our main aim is to reduce that inflammation. So on top of that, it can be great in conjunction with a strength training program, can be great to consult a dietitian for a good anti-inflammatory diet. So it may be that eliminating or decreasing grains, soy or legumes from your diet can help you, but that's probably a bit of trial and error as well. With autoimmune diseases, it also, I think you get empowered when you start to get a strong body. You get a strong mind, strong body, so it helps to overcome depression and anxiety. And endorphins that are released are also a natural painkiller. So you're getting these endorphins released, and it makes you feel fantastic. So a lot of people with autoimmune diseases, or any diseases at all, will often be depressed because their body is not functioning as it once did. And so you think if your body starts functioning well, but you have the endorphins on top of it, well, a double bonuses that I can see. It's a great thing. I would advise you to go slowly with your program again, and if there's any pain, rest that day and try the next day. Okay, so just doing what your body will allow you. Just be in tune with your body. If I'm doing something and I'm in pain with it, then I know to slow down. Sometimes I'll go on a bike ride and then pop my bike off and I'll go for a run. I'm not a runner, but every now and then I'll make myself do like 4 laps of a small track or something. And every now and then something will happen in an ankle or a knee that's acute pain. I just know it's not my normal workout pain. And then I will stop and I will walk. I go, no. And then I may try the run again after 5 minutes. So it could have been that I rode and I was running when I was cold, I don't know, but then I will just listen to my head and go, right, to stop the run for a minute, just walk, and the pain will go. So if you have acute pain, listen to your body is what I would say. Now I just want to talk on specific knee pain today. So I'm just going to stand back a bit more so you can see me. So with knee pain, you cannot beat, my knee sits here, you cannot beat strengthening muscles in my quadriceps, my hamstrings, my abductors, outer thighs, and my adductors, my inner thighs, and also our calves as well, because if you take all the muscles that lie around my knee, then I cannot beat it if I can make all these muscles that surround my whole knee strong. And that also includes your glutes, because don't forget, it's not just the immediate area, it can be further down where everything's attached. And if you think my quadriceps that attaches into my knee is also attached up into my hip, and my hamstrings are also attached into my glutes, so working all those areas can really help knees. So my main aim with knees is strengthening and stretching are both important. Today I'm just going to touch on some strengthening stuff. So it can be as simple as, I'm going to go over to this chair and I'm just going to hold the chair and I'm going to squeeze my glute cheek first, and then I'm just going to lift. So right now I'm just doing some bum work. So I'm just doing a nice little lift. So I want to squeeze this bum cheek first so that I activate the right way, because if we activate this first, or up in our lower back first, and then this last, we're going to get back pain. So I want you to have a hand here, squeeze that glute, then lift. Bring it back, squeeze the glute, then lift. That's it. Lovely. So that's a simple thing to do. The other thing, if I want to work more into my hamstrings, is just a slight lean forward, and I'm just going to lift up to the back. Now I can feel a bit of my lower back, my glutes, and my hamstrings as well. I can also do a straight leg raise. So I'm just going to bring the chair around here. Now I can lie on the floor, or I can sit on the chair. So if you're someone that's a bit older and you just want to do some gentle stuff, then I can be doing some straight leg lifts, or you can do these on the floor where you're lying flat down on the floor. The other way you can do to make it work a bit harder for yourself is just strap a weight around, so an ankle weight, and then be doing some straight leg lifts. And I can feel the front of my thigh working quite well. Great. Now, one way that I work my clients with knee pain is to just put them on, actually let's take the ball away from the wall right now. So I'm just going to, if you have a wall at home where you can slide down, mine's a brick wall, so a bit harder, but imagine you're sliding down a wall at home. You're only going to come down to where those knees are okay, and I'm just going to hold here. I can feel these quadriceps working really, really hard. So working hard, hold down here for maybe 3 to 5 seconds, then slide back up again. You just want to make sure when you slide down the wall that your knees don't come forward over your toes. So we're trying to sit down in a pretend chair. And the other way that you can be doing things, I'm just going to pop this ball in front of me for a minute. So I'm not sure if you can see my legs. I hope you can. So I'm going to, let's just go back on the wall again. So I'm going to just take now one leg squat. So now if I can take one leg up, and I'm just going to pretend I'm sliding down a nice slidey wall. Now you can pop a toe there if that's too hard, but again, only coming down till you don't feel that knee hurting. Okay, then you're going to take yourself up. So try and stand down there for 3 to 5 seconds. You can take the other leg now. So I want you to mainly feel that leg on the floor. You can take a toe down, but you don't need that toe if you don't want. And then sliding down the wall again. So just sliding down the wall, making sure that knee stays behind the toes. And if you felt you could take that leg up, you'll feel that whole leg working. And this is a great way to strengthen all the muscles that come down to that knee. The other thing I really love is a single leg deadlift. So just from here, I'm just going to take one leg here and the other one comes out to the back. So I'm just going to have a slight bend into that leg, and you should be able to feel this leg then working all the way up into this glute. Good. And then of course where you do one leg, you're going to do the other. So first of all, we're just going to hinge forward from the hips. My back is staying straight and there's a slight bend in that leg on the floor. And up we come. Good. So from here, I'm just going to take some tap-ins. So I'm just going to stay low. So come low, and I'm just going to tap that other foot out and in. And tap the other one. So you're not trying to go up and down with this, you're just trying to hold low and stay low while you tap in and out. And again, that leg will work right through and into the glutes. And another way to work these inner thighs is to get a ball or something where you can just press in. So right now I'm pressing right into this ball and I can feel those inner thighs really working. So this is a great one to do for me with my, a few years ago when I did have inner knee pain here, I needed to work these inner thighs. So just working into those inner thighs. That's it. Nice squeeze. That's it. Keep going. Good. So that is just some stuff that I would be doing with knees. Now, the other area is back, and I know people are really, understandably, really scared about doing anything with their back. But again, there's a lot you can be doing at home, but you need to make sure you've got good form. So if I had back pain, I would not do as I heard somebody a couple of weeks do. They are a 59-year-old, so only 2 years older than me, but they just believe in taking tablets all the time. So I said to that person, have you ever looked at training your back, like going to a back specialist who does training, strength training of backs? And he said, nah, it's not worth it. Just easy to take the tablets. So he's kind of addicted to strong pain killers now, and I reckon he could probably come off them to a large degree if he did some back training. So I'm just showing you just a couple of things here that you can be doing, and please get advice from your GP. I'm not a back specialist, but I am a strength trainer and I have worked with a number of clients who have had back issues. The main thing is, there's a couple of things, is you make sure when you go forward, you don't arch that back at all. So I'll show you as I'm on the ball. And the other thing I don't want you to do is to, can't remember the other thing, but it's all right. We'll sort it out as we go. So I'm just going to go off the ball here, and I'm going to go over the ball. So just a nicely blown up fit ball. And I'm going to take my hands back here. I'm not going to overarch my head. I'm not going to look it down. It's going to stay in line with my body. I've got my tongue on the roof of my mouth to support my neck. And then I'm just going to take these thumbs up and back, and I'm just going to squeeze my shoulder blades back together. And at the same time, I can even squeeze my glutes. So I can feel my whole back working right now. Holding up for about 10 seconds, coming down again, and coming up. All right, squeeze those shoulder blades together, squeeze the glutes, and coming off that. So my next thing I'm going to be doing is a Superman. So from here, hands on the floor, I'm going to extend one hand out and one leg to the back. So every time that we stretch out, I want you to squeeze this butt cheek, because our butts need to be strengthened up. And a lot of people have sore backs when they don't have strong glutes. So strong glutes can make a big difference whether you get a sore back and whether we activate in the right sequence. So when you're here, I want you to squeeze first, squeeze this bit first, and then lift. Great. Next one that we'll be doing is a ball rollout. So from here, I want you to think about activation of the core is what I was going to say before. So activate the core. So nice little pull in from the belly button, activate that core, hands on the ball, and we're simply going to roll forward and coming back. Lovely, looking good. Coming forward and back, and one more. Good. So while I'm here, I don't want you to arch that back at all. So keep that. If somebody put a broomstick down your back, it should not show a big arch in your back. And you may not even roll that far. Your hands may be here, and you may only just come to a small way out and come back. Or you may start with your hands down here and just come a small way down. Try and bring those hips down so that they're not stuck way back here. So bring it all in line. Great. And as long as you're not touching the ball, you'll be doing some core work. If you get pain in your back with that, you know that you're not working your core muscles. The deep transverse abdominis is what we're trying to reach here. So then go back and maybe try this at some other stage. You don't want to give yourself pain in the back. And the other one that I think is really good to get those glutes working, and I normally would have a weight here, so excuse my light ball here, but I would just roll out on the ball, so your head and shoulders are on the ball, your weight's on the legs, just going to drop the hips down and reach up. Nice and tight, coming down, reaching up. And that is a great way to get these glutes nice and strong as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. It was just really touching a little bit on pain today. And don't give up. So if your body's not working with you, there are so many people that have proved against the odds that they can get their body going to a large degree. So whether you've had a stroke, whether you've had a car accident, whatever it is, work with somebody near you. But if you've already worked with somebody and you feel like you've let things slide, then restart your strength training program today and just get your body strong again. There's so many things that you can be doing to get a strong body, and that a body that works for you, because we're all probably going to be on this earth for quite a few years, and we want to have good quality of life as we get older. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And this is Sheree from spicefitness.com, and I'll see you next time.